You know exactly what needs to be done. But for some reason, you just can't seem to do it. Hours slip by, days turn into weeks, and that task remains untouched. But what if the problem isn't a lack of motivation? What if the real issue is your mindset? In the next few minutes, you'll discover a simple shift that forces you into action, even when you don't feel like it. Because if this doesn't change now, your potential will keep slipping through your fingers. The truth about action is simple. People mistakenly believe that success comes from inspiration, that motivation must strike before action is taken. But this is one of the biggest misconceptions that hold people back. Success doesn't belong to those who wait for the perfect moment. It belongs to those who build the discipline to take action no matter how they feel. Motivation isn't the cause of action. It's the result of it. Most people sit around waiting to feel ready before they start pursuing their goals. They wait for the right opportunity, the right time, a surge of inspiration that never comes. And this is exactly why so many fail to reach their goals. The ones who succeed operate differently. They understand that clarity comes from action. The first step always seems unclear, but the moment they take it, the path starts unfolding. Every move forward reveals opportunities that hesitation would have kept hidden. Take the story of a man who wanted financial success. He spent years studying, strategizing, and preparing, but he never took action. He believed that once he felt confident, he'd finally move forward. But confidence doesn't come before action. It comes because of action. You can't think your way into success. You must act your way into it. History is filled with people who took action despite uncertainty. Thomas Edison didn't wait for inspiration to strike before inventing the light bulb. He experimented relentlessly, allowing every failure to bring him closer to success. Henry Ford didn't sit back until the automobile industry proved profitable. He took action, and in doing so, he shaped the future. Their defining trait wasn't endless motivation. It was their willingness to act without it. Action engages with reality in a way that thinking alone never does. The more you do, the more you learn what works, what doesn't, and how to adjust. The ones who wait for motivation remain stuck, trapped in overthinking and doubt. The hardest part of any goal is always the first step. But once you push past it, momentum takes over. The mind rewards movement with clarity and confidence. What once seemed impossible starts to feel inevitable. Consider the salesman frozen in fear before making his first call. He hesitates, doubts, and overthinks. But the moment he forces himself to dial that number, something changes. The fear shrinks, his confidence grows, and with each call, it gets easier. He didn't wait for motivation, he acted, and motivation followed. This principle applies to everything. The entrepreneur who starts before feeling ready. The writer who begins before inspiration strikes. The speaker who steps on stage despite their nerves. They succeed not because they waited for the right feeling, but because they refused to let inaction dictate their fate. Success isn't fueled by motivation. It's built by disciplined action. The ones who master this truth understand that waiting is the greatest enemy of progress. They move forward regardless of their emotions, knowing that motivation always follows those who are already in motion. And then there's fear, the silent enemy that holds people back. Fear stands at the edge of every great opportunity, whispering doubts, filling the mind with worst-case scenarios. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? These thoughts create hesitation. But here's the truth. Fear is a liar. Most of what people fear never actually happens. And even when it does, so what? Failure isn't the end. It's a stepping stone. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than they can count. The difference between them and those who remain paralyzed by fear, they kept going. They refused to let fear dictate their actions because they understood that progress comes from doing, not from thinking. The first step is always the hardest, but it's also the most important. Fear feeds on hesitation. The longer you wait, the stronger it becomes. But the moment you move toward it, it begins to weaken. Fear thrives in uncertainty, but action shrinks it. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's action despite fear. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? And if it does, could you handle it? The answer is almost always yes. People are far more resilient than they give themselves credit for. Most failures can be recovered from. Most mistakes can be corrected. And even when things go wrong, the lessons gained pave the way for future success. Think of fear as a wall that looks impossible to climb. From a distance, it feels impenetrable. But when you move closer, you see the cracks. And the moment you start climbing, you realize the wall was never as high as you thought. Fear deceives people into believing progress is impossible, when in reality, the only thing in the way is inaction. Consider Edwin C. Barnes, a man with nothing, no money, no connections, no clear path, just a vision. He wanted to work with Thomas Edison, but fear could have stopped him. Instead, he took action. He boarded a freight train, showed up at Edison's office, and declared his intent. At first, he was given a low-level job, but he never lost sight of his goal. When the opportunity finally came, he seized it, proving that fear loses its power when met with decisive action. So how do you overcome fear? Simple. Face it. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Because it doesn't exist. The only way to shrink fear is through action. Break big goals into small steps. Tackle them one by one. With each move, fear loses its grip, and before long, what once felt overwhelming becomes just another challenge to conquer. The greatest enemy isn't failure. It's refusing to try. The choice is yours. Will you let fear control your future, or will you take control and move forward despite it? That decision will shape your life. Choose wisely. Choose action. Choose progress. And then there's procrastination, the silent thief of time. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow? And how often has tomorrow turned into next week, next month, next year? Time slips away, leaving nothing but unfulfilled plans. The truth is, the perfect moment you're waiting for will never come. The sooner this is accepted, the sooner control is regained. Procrastination disguises itself as preparation, perfectionism, the need for ideal conditions. But the more you wait, the harder it becomes to start. The only solution? Action. Now, one imperfect step is worth more than 100 perfect intentions. Start small. Implement the 5-minute rule. Commit to working on something for just 5 minutes. No pressure, no overthinking. Once started, momentum takes over. Progress replaces hesitation. The hardest part of any task is always the beginning. But once you push through, everything else becomes easier. Discipline is the key. The world is filled with distractions, social media, notifications, endless entertainment. If the environment isn't controlled, it will control you. Set deadlines. Break tasks into manageable steps. Prioritize consistency over perfection. Small efforts, repeated daily, compound into massive results. Success isn't about doing something once. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent. It's the ability to act without waiting for the perfect conditions. Time is the most valuable resource. Every moment wasted waiting is a moment never regained. The future is shaped by what's done today. So stop waiting. Stop planning endlessly. Take the first step, no matter how small, no matter how imperfect. Because action beats inaction every single time. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Many hesitate to take action because they fear failure. But success isn't about being flawless. It's about persistence. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Learn from setbacks, adjust your approach, and keep moving. Growth comes from action, not hesitation. Accountability fuels achievement. Hold yourself responsible, track your efforts, and be honest about what's working and what's not. Self-discipline and personal responsibility separate achievers from dreamers. If needed, find an accountability partner, a mentor, friend, or coach to help keep you on track. Small wins matter. Celebrate them. Every milestone is proof you're on the right path. Acknowledging progress builds motivation and reinforces positive habits. Success is a series of small victories, not just a final destination. Goals bring clarity and purpose, but only action turns them into reality. Most people don't fail due to a lack of ability. They fail because they don't take consistent action. Hesitation, procrastination, and giving up when challenges arise hold them back. But those who persevere, execute their plans daily, and refuse to quit, those are the ones who succeed. Define your goals. Make a plan. Take action every single day. Success isn't about luck. It's the outcome of relentless effort. If you refuse to quit, commit to progress, and stay disciplined, success isn't a possibility. It's inevitable. Developing an unbreakable mind. Mindset is the foundation of everything. It determines whether challenges make or break you. A weak mindset crumbles under pressure. A strong one thrives in adversity, transforming obstacles into stepping stones. Every challenge is an opportunity. If you choose to see it that way, life will test you. Setbacks, failures, and unexpected hardships are inevitable. A fragile mindset sees these as reasons to quit. A strong mindset sees them as lessons. Failure doesn't break those with resilience. It teaches them. It exposes weaknesses that need strengthening and strategies that need refining. The most successful people aren't those who avoid failure. They are the ones who embrace it, learn from it, and come back stronger. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you constantly tell yourself, "I can't do this," you create a self-fulfilling prophecy of failure. But if you believe in your ability to overcome, you unlock hidden reserves of strength and resilience. A growth mindset is a game changer. It sees potential in every situation. It doesn't view abilities as fixed, but as things that can be developed through effort and learning. Those who adopt this mindset never settle. They evolve, improve, and welcome challenges because they know struggle leads to strength. Every difficulty is an opportunity for transformation. Just as the body needs the right nutrition, the mind needs the right influences. Surround yourself with positivity. People who uplift you, books that inspire you, and messages that fuel your ambition. Eliminate negativity. The company you keep, the content you consume, and the words you speak to yourself all shape your mental state. Toxic influences drain potential. Success isn't just about skill. It's about the mindset to persist. True success belongs to those who refuse to quit. The ones who keep going despite obstacles, rise after every fall, and push forward no matter what. Success isn't about being the smartest or most talented. It's about being the one who never stops moving forward. When you cultivate an unstoppable mindset, nothing can stand in your way. Challenges will arise, but they won't defeat you. Failures will happen, but they won't define you. Doubts will creep in, but they won't control you, because you build a foundation of mental strength. And with that, you can conquer anything. Mindset is everything. Train it, protect it, strengthen it, and watch your life transform. Surrounding yourself with winners, you become like the people you spend the most time with. This truth determines your personal growth, success, and overall well-being. The company you keep shapes your mindset, habits, and choices. Surround yourself with those who push you to be better, and you will rise to new heights. Humans absorb the energy, attitudes, and behaviors of those around them. Immerse yourself in a circle of individuals who inspire, challenge, and hold you accountable, and you will start embodying those traits. These people will push you beyond your comfort zone, forcing you to confront limitations and surpass them. They will expect more from you than you expect from yourself, and you will rise to the challenge. Excellence will become your standard. On the other hand, negativity, drama, and excuses are contagious. If you surround yourself with those who constantly complain, blame circumstances, and refuse to take responsibility, you will absorb that mentality. Excuses become normal. Mediocrity becomes acceptable. Without realizing it, you justify inaction instead of pursuing growth. Your environment reflects your future. The people you interact with daily either fuel your progress or stifle your ambitions. Spend time with those who take action, solve problems, and persist despite obstacles, and you will start doing the same. Energy is contagious. Every conversation, experience, and interaction leaves an imprint on your subconscious. Choose wisely. To elevate your life, elevate your circle. Be intentional in building relationships with those who embody the values and aspirations you hold dear. Cut ties with relationships that drain you, limit you, or keep you stuck in old patterns. One of the fastest ways to accelerate growth is by seeking mentors. People who have already walked the path you aspire to follow. Mentors offer wisdom, experience, and knowledge that can save you years of trial and error. They challenge your perspectives, push you to think bigger and provide the tools to navigate your journey. A great mentor doesn't just teach strategies, they hold you accountable for execution. Beyond mentorship, surround yourself with those who challenge you to work harder and grow stronger. These individuals will push you when you want to quit, remind you of your goals when you lose focus, and celebrate your victories when you achieve them. Their presence is a catalyst for transformation. Audit your relationships. Identify those who add value and those who drain it. Be ruthless in removing toxic influences and intentional in cultivating meaningful connections. Life is too short to be held back by those who refuse to grow. Your potential is limitless, but only if you place yourself in an environment that nurtures it. Choose your circle wisely. It is the foundation of your future. Elevate your relationships, and you will elevate your life. Mastering time management. Time is your most valuable resource. Every second that passes is gone forever. Yet, many waste on distractions and meaningless tasks, unaware of the irreversible loss. Success requires full control over time. Most people claim they lack time, but in reality, they fail to manage it effectively. Time is the great equalizer. Everyone gets 24 hours a day. The difference between success and failure is how those hours are used. The most successful people don't have more time. They use it better. The first step is awareness. Track daily activities and identify time wasters. You may be shocked by how much of your day is lost to trivial tasks and mindless distractions. Once identified, eliminate anything that doesn't serve your goals. Learn to say no to commitments that drain your energy and don't contribute to progress. Stop reacting to your day. Start planning it. Structure your schedule. Define priorities the night before. Break big goals into smaller daily tasks to ensure consistent progress. Excuses are the enemy of productivity. There will always be reasons to procrastinate, but none will bring you closer to success. If something is important, make time for it. If it's not, remove it. Your future depends on how you use your time today. Stop making excuses. Stop wasting minutes on things that don't matter. Prioritize, plan, and execute. The clock is always ticking. Make every second count.